What's going on, guys? We're back again. We're going to be doing another movie review today, and today we're going to be looking over the movie Don't Move, starring Kelsey Abilly, I hope I pronounced her name correctly, who plays on Yellowstone as Monica, very well known now in entertainment due to Yellowstone. This movie's on Netflix right now. It's kind of a horror thriller film. It's very interesting to a certain degree, but also kind of a very slow and then fast paced film. So, the entirety of this film is where she it starts off with her getting up and going somewhere in the mountains, and I guess she's paying respect to a grave. And then we later figure out, unfortunately, her son passed away in a accident in the mountains, and she blamed herself, and she was thinking of doing something. And she meets this one guy, and he seems genuine. He's just talking to her normally, and it looks like she just needed to talk to a stranger, like just to kind of talk her feelings out, where maybe she couldn't do that to her husband or a family member or something. And she slowly kind of gets back to her sanity, but then she gets taken hostage by this guy after he doses her with some type of paralyzing needle. And by however many minutes, she starts losing function of all her body, from her arms, her legs, etc., etc. And the entirety of the film is her trying to survive with not being able to move any of her body parts, not being able to speak, and this guy hunting her for whatever reason. It doesn't really say the reason why he's wanting to do this, other than I guess he gets a thrill out of it, and we later figure out the reason why is because whoever he was with at one point, or one of his victims, he saw her pass away, and then he was in the hospital for however many months, and it really just, his mind was going over and over and over about it because he couldn't move in the hospital. And I guess he got very addicted to that feeling. He wanted to continue creating this feeling, but she goes through absolute hell. She literally starts crawling to hide from him. She gets almost eaten alive by ants. She goes into a river, almost drowns. Then she is saved by this other gentleman, and he tries to help her, and he gets caught up in this, and she almost burns in a fire, and she has no choice but to tell the killer where she is. And then goes into another area and sees this guy kill however many people, and the guy's just going. Like, he kills this one innocent bystander, he kills a cop, he kills like another person, and she's trying to slowly get back her motivational in her body to be able to move her fingers, her arms, her legs. Something, it slowly starts coming back within the movie, but at the very last minute, she's able to grab the same serum that he was going to use on her again, but it gets cut due to, apparently he has a family, and they're going to be coming to visit him in the location I guess he was going to take her. So he has to speed up the process to be able to take care of her so that we can get away with this. And she fights. I will say this: she fights very interesting, to the point where she tricks him into almost kind of manipulating his feelings and playing on his sympathy of losing her son, and then also letting her have her son's toy, because that was one of the main things in the movie, because he was going to drown her. And as soon as this happens, this is what was so crazy to me is, and again, spoilers if you guys have not seen this film, is she stabs him through, after she gets some of her momentum back. She stabs him through the jugular, going through his mouth. Then she gets his gun and shoots him about 3 or 4 times. He is still somehow able to swim away, then be able to still somehow be alive after all this. She almost drowns again with her hands tied, and she still survives. And then later on, the movie ends. So the entirety of this film was more just about if she's going to survive. And I will say this: I think she did a good job with the role, something like a tad bit similar to what she does on Yellowstone, to a grieving mother, which I think she does very well on, especially those who have lost a child. I think she did a very good job at that. Again, this is just a very slow-paced film. It takes you a little bit to kind of get into, and then you start rooting for her. Like, okay, is she gonna make it? Is she gonna make it? Like, one of them type of movies. But with movies like this, I could see why it went straight to Netflix rather than in theaters. Because again, I don't think it would have done that well in theaters. I think it should have stayed either straight to DVD or Netflix, which again, that probably was the right decision. And if I'm correct, Sam Raimi directed this film, and again, he's done a lot of good films. He's done some decent films, from the Spider-Man movies to the Doctor Strange, House of Madness movie, and then he did a couple other movies as well. So Sam Raimi is very well respected for a director. This was, I think, something a little somewhat similar to what he's done, I think, in other movies as well. Was this probably his best film? Probably not, but either way, I still think a decent film. But if you guys have not seen Don't Move, definitely give it a try, and let me know what you guys think if you have seen the film. Is it worth it in your opinion, or is it not worth it in your opinion? But either way, what are your thoughts about it? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you as always on the very next one.